Welcome back to the show. Really nice to see our next guest joining us. He's thinking about joining the Red Bull Crashed Ice because he says
I think he should.
He's played enough hockey. He thinks he can throw down.
And the other thing is that I think he's out-sweatered you today.
Oh
He's
yeah, no,
got
I've been out-sweatered.
A swacker on Andrew Morrison from Scout Magazine.
Yep, jacket sweater.
It's a swacker.
Swacker.
Yeah.
It's quite lovely.
Wouldn't that be a slacket?
A slacket.
There's
Could
lots
be.
of things you call it. I'm all right with slacker. I just thought maybe, you know, you could throw it out there.
Okay, we are
but
talking
I am jealous of your
about
sweater.
all sorts of hot
nice.
spots, starting with Black and Blue, of course, by the Global Group.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
My thoughts. I've never been a big fan of the Global Group because it's sort of one step down from corporate dining, and I'm just not a corporate guy.
Yeah.
And it seems to be. I mean, Emad admits himself. The owner, Emad Yaqub, admits that he's in the entertainment business.
Yeah.
He's not in the restaurant business.
It's ambiance when it comes to their restaurants. People go there. They're all very, very successful.
Yeah.
But what about the food? What did you think?
Black and Blue is a totally different kettle of wax. It's ball of wax. It's high-end steakhouse, and you'd think that we have enough of those in Vancouver. This one I think is better than them all.
I have to agree. It's delicious, especially the Brussels sprouts, which is really weird to say about a steakhouse. Oh my God, they're delicious.
They're Brussels sprouts, but they taste like meat and cheese.
They have meat and cheese in them.
And they do Caesar salads tableside. The only thing it's all very old school. They wear jackets and ties and aprons. They have the Global Group Secret Service ubiquitous earpieces, which is just ridiculous.
Yelling at them from the back.
Yeah, like, what are you doing? And then the other thing is the soundtrack is the worst soundtrack I've ever heard anywhere.
It is like an 80s dance party, my friend. Sometimes I quite enjoy it.
Yeah,
I need a little aha.
Sure, but it got bad.
You don't want a Wang Chung tonight? What's your problem?
Dinner was like for four, $350. And in the middle of the main course, the thong song came on.
Oh, Cisco!
I'm not kidding. And we just
He's
sat
not
there
a one-hit wonder.
Really? Really?
Okay, but I have to say, I love the food there. I think it's fantastic. The other thing I love is the decor. They have
they nailed it.
Really spared no expense, and they're opening a huge rooftop patio.
Years ago in Toronto, Emad and I used to work close to each other in Yorkville in Toronto. He worked in a place, I worked in a place that was a steakhouse, high-end. It looked very similar, and it had the exact same name. Black and Blue. So he's I think he's hearkening back to that Yorkville big money kind of. And he's done it very well. And the decor is incredibly impressive. The only thing that doesn't fit, I think, is
the music.
The music. Do you want to change out the music? I like the music.
I don't know. For some reason, I thought you'd be a little Ado. I thought you'd be in there.
No, I was into it. Like, they were playing Genesis and stuff. I was like, this is cool.
But
they
then
played De La Soul and then Cisco. I was like, no,
I'll agree with you on the thong song. Okay, let's go to
finish up.
Something I haven't heard of is Matchstick Coffee.
Yeah, this is cool. Somebody, a coffee nerd, sent me a note saying you got to check this place out. It just opened up in the Fraser Hood, like Fraser and Kingsway.
Fraser Hood. I've never heard that expression.
I coined that one about a year ago.
Yeah, you know what's funny? A friend of mine who lives in that neighborhood told me that he was going home to Fraserwood the other day, and I was like, oh my God, that's so good. I'd love to hear that. Now I'm meeting the person who coined it, of course.
So anyways,
Mr. Swacker.
In the Swacket, I come up with all kinds of things, except the proper name for the Swacket. Yeah, coffee nerd paradise. It's like where Apple MacBooks go to hang out.
Yeah.
Perfect.
If you want that, it's
if you want that kind of thing, wireless is fast. The design is beautiful and clean. They do good sandwiches with meats from Save-On Meats, and their coffee kicks butt.
Nice.
And it's just open concept and clean, and it's just nice to see something other than, a Starbucks or something go into that neighborhood.
Well, it's funny because we were having this discussion. We were at another friend's place at Milano Coffee and talking about that idea that everybody said, get away from the Starbucks, but there haven't been a ton of options, you know what I mean, outside of the corporate coffee.
There haven't been good options.
Yeah, but people are doing it right now, like genuine roasters and people who are artisans of this
business. They're going to be roasting their own beans. They've got all the machinery in place. They've only just opened, so very soon they're going to be roasting their own beans.
That's
good
where
stuff.
the art
Okay,
comes
let's talk about the Union.
The Union is a new place in my neighborhood, downtown East Side, just in Strathcona. Main and Union. It's from the same folks that gave us Habit and the Cascade Room.
Looks really cool inside.
Really cool.
It's beautiful. It's sort of a Pan-Asian street food theme. So you get lots of sort of Malay, Indian, Vietnamese, Chinese, Indian. It's
Vancouver.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
But the cool thing is that they pair it up with inspired cocktails. The Cascade Room on Main Street trained the fella who's doing the drinks there. And he's a bit of a whiz, and I've yet to be disappointed by drinks there. And they're served in like mason jars, and
fabulous.
the decor is
So it's like going to Mike's house.
Yeah.
but at my house, the mason jars aren't ironic. They're just,
they still have
they're
like
just there.
They still have pickle juice in the bottom.
That's actually what they're for.
Okay, the Canadian Culinary Championships. When and where and what?
Days now.
That's coming up this weekend in Kelowna. It's the top chefs from across Canada. They had these little micro competitions. I shouldn't say micro because they're a big deal, called the gold medal plates, where each city organizes the top 10 best chefs to compete against each other. The winner goes on to the finals. So I'm the head judge and national referee for the finals and the head judge for the BC one. And the winner this year was Rob Feeney of the Cactus Club, beating out Dale McKay
from Ensemble
for the second year in a row.
So we've got the Iron Chef
much
and
like
the Top
Giants
Chef.
and the Patriots.
I know, with no Enzo dances for Rob Feeney yet. He hasn't yet to win. He was there. He was at the finals I think 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And didn't win. So.
Hopefully it's a burr in his saddle, and he's going to bring it home to Vancouver for a little while.
He takes these things very seriously.
Well, and this is the marvelous thing about it. I mean, obviously, there's a camaraderie within the business, but at the same point, these guys are really serious when it comes to the culinary championships and the Canadian culinary championships.
They want that title. Yeah. I think for him, it's bigger than winning Iron Chef America.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
That's big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to Fat Dragon.
Oh, this is cool. I just found out about this. I've long posited that, the downtown east side is slowly being enveloped in this benign pincer movement, a la, the German army.
Yes.
You've got the Schwerpunkt, like the blocking force that has been pushing down Gastown for the last 10 years. We had 20 restaurants open in 5 years. Left pincer, flanking maneuver, down Alexander and
We're
Powell.
getting an insight into the psyche of Andrew.
I can see it because I'm mapping it as you're saying it.
Down Powell, you've got like Cobre and Sea Monster Sushi and two chefs at the table. And then the right one is going through Chinatown, up Kiefer, through the Kiefer, Bow Bay, the London, now the Union, and they're meeting on these tastings.
What's going to happen when they meet?
Well, they have already at Au Petit Chavignon and the Waldorf Hotel. So now the downtown east side is effectively encircled by really cool, interesting, homespun, small, independent restaurants.
And there's so many different places to go all the time, but what is Fat Dragon?
It's right in the middle.
Right in the middle.
Right in the middle of the ring, and it's being brought to us by the same folks who did Campagnolo and Campagnolo Roma and Refuel. Young, really good restaurateurs who do a good job. Yeah. And they're opening this Chinese barbecue joint that is, every dish is given a lick of American Southern spice.
Oh my God, I'm so hungry right now.
Well, and what I love about this whole story is that, all these guys they're fire forged, you know what I mean? Like, these guys are all businessmen now, too. They really know what it takes to succeed.
And they're doing what the city wasn't able to do. I mean, $1.5 billion in expenditures on the downtown east side. Yeah. And it visibly, as a resident, it doesn't look like they've spent that much money.
But now it's the place to go to find something unique.
Yeah.
Andrew, thank you so much.
Beautiful.
You can go to Andrew's website, scoutmagazine.ca, to find out more about all the restaurant biz, and we're going to take a quick break.